Hi, welcome back to my channel. Thank you for watching and for subscribing. And if you're just visiting, please consider subscribing. Welcome back to part 2 of this epic, huge birthday fragrance haul. I hope you enjoyed part 1, and I'm not gonna waste any time with introductions in this part. Let's just go straight to looking at the fragrances that I purchased. And we're going to start with 2 that have been on my wish list. First one was actually a swap with someone that I did, and this is for a Guerlain fragrance from their L'Art et l'Amitié collection. This is Pure or Queer Beluga. So here's the bottle. Let's take it out. It's very snugly in. Okay. Here you can see, and you can see that this is sort of a partial bottle. It has been used already, but I don't mind. This is more than enough for me. So what is this fragrance about? The main notes are tangerine, aldehydes, immortelle, patchouli, vanilla, suede, heliotrope, and amber. And this was not, I was not going into this blindly. I have sampled this fragrance previously, and I was surprised that I liked it because it has 2 notes in it that I typically don't. It has aldehydes, which I'm not a fan of, and it has suede, which I also don't like. But thankfully, neither one of those notes is very prominent, and it doesn't ruin the scent for me at all. This is really, I would say this scent is also about vanilla. I find a lot of similarities between this one and Angelique Noir. It kind of has similar soft, gentle, kind of smooth type of vanilla that's not very sweet at all. This one has a bit of freshness from tangerine and a bit of earthiness from patchouli, but just a touch of each. It does have a little bit of powderiness from heliotrope, and I would say aldehydes I'm not getting here at all, but a suede is a little bit present, but again, it's very light, gentle type of suede, almost unnoticeable. So very elegant, very classy scent, really in the style of this collection. I think all the fragrances that I've tried from this line are kind of similar to this, you know, classy, elegant, understated type of beauty in these scents. So really happy to add this one to my Guerlain collection. And the second one that I'm going to show you is also from Guerlain and also from my wish list. Comes in the same purple box. This one I was really thrilled to find, and it is Gourmand Cocaine. I don't know if I pronounced that correctly, but we're gonna go with that. So let me take out the bottle. The bottle is slightly different. It's from a different line. Here we go. And of course, as the name suggests, this is a gourmand fragrance. It has dark chocolate, cacao, rum, vanilla, spices, rose, and pepper. I would say the lid on this one is really tight. So it is gorgeous. This is such a beautiful chocolate scent. I have a few chocolate scents that I really love. So I don't know if I can say that this one is my favorite, but yeah, maybe this one is my favorite at the moment. It has beautiful chocolate in here. It is such a rich chocolate. It is dark, but very rich, very scrumptious type of chocolate. Cacao is definitely here. You get a little bit of that rum note, which I think rum mixed with chocolate, just so delicious. It makes it so delectable and so gorgeous. And then you also have some vanilla, and you have a little bit of spices. Overall, stunning gourmand. This is also not a beast, just like all the other Guerlain fragrances, you know, from their private lines that I have. But I would say that this one has slightly better performance than, let's say, Cure Beluga or Angelique Noir or Spirituous Double Vanille. This one has a slightly better performance, but overall, absolutely thrilled with this purchase. And at the moment, I would say I'm quite happy with my Guerlain collection. I don't think I have any other fragrances on my wish list from these two lines. Yeah, I definitely don't. It doesn't mean I won't in the future, but for now, I'm quite happy with Guerlain collection. Next, I'm going to show you a fragrance that I already mentioned once in my strong and powerful Ruthless Fragrances video, and that is my first purchase from Frederic Malle, and this is Masque Ravageur. This also was not a blind buy. I initially purchased a sample, totally fell in love with this fragrance, and just had to have a bottle. So the packaging is pretty simple. The red sleeve comes off, and then we have a black box that opens up, and here's the bottle. I have 50 ml. So let me take it out. Standard Frederic Malle packaging. So the notes in here are lavender, tangerine, bergamot, cinnamon, cloves, vanilla, amber, musk, tonka, sandalwood, and woody notes. A lot of notes. And I've talked about this fragrance already in the video that I just mentioned, the Ruthless Fragrances video, and it is stunning. It is powerful. It is probably the most powerful and the sexiest fragrance that I have in my collection. There is something so special about it. I saw a video that Phoenix did. If you're not familiar with her channel, you absolutely must watch her. She is gorgeous, she is very funny, and she is amazing. So definitely check out her channel. But she did a video, dedicated video to this fragrance, and really I couldn't explain it any better than she did in that video, because I agree with her 100% on how she described it. This fragrance just does something to me that no other fragrance does. There's something very special and very sexual about this fragrance. It does have a slight animalic touch to it, but it is done so well. I have never liked any fragrances with animalic touch except for this one. The only other thing I would mention, which I've said already, but I want to warn others who might be testing this fragrance, do not overspray this one. This is a big, big no. If you overspray it, it becomes ugly. This really has to be sprayed with caution. Like 2 sprays is more than enough, maybe even 1. And when you spray it like that, 1 to 2 sprays, it is gorgeous, gorgeous scent. Definitely sample it first. Not for everyone, but I'm really happy with this one. So next, I'm going to share with you 2 very affordable fragrances. The first one is Choco Masque from Al Rehab. I already threw out the box, so I'm just showing you the bottle. I've heard many people mention this one, and I couldn't find it for the longest time. And then I actually found it on eBay for very, very affordable price. And so I decided, okay, let me try it. Many talk about it as a really, really nice gourmand. And of course, I love gourmands. So the notes in here are vanilla, musk, chocolate, sandalwood, cinnamon, amber, spicy notes, rose, and myrrh. And it is a lovely, lovely gourmand. It's very, very sweet. And again, it smells like a really sweet baked good, something from the bakery, some kind of dessert. Very nice, very easygoing, very affordable gourmand. So if you're interested in something like that, definitely give it a try. Sort of, in the same line as, let's say, Exurge of Lyra or Love and Crime from Ex Nihilo, but on a much, much more affordable line. So Choco Masque from Al Rehab, really lovely gourmand. And the next one I'm going to show you is surprisingly a fragrance that is marketed towards men. I mean, who would have thought that I would be purchasing men's fragrances? But I heard a lot of good things about this one, and many say that this is one of their favorite kind of boozy, sweet fragrances. And of course, I had to try it. This is, what is it called exactly? Bentley Intense for Men. So again, here's the bottle. This was a tester, so I don't have the box anymore either. So what is this fragrance about? This has black pepper, bay leaf, bergamot, rum, cinnamon, sage, geranium, woody notes, incense, leather, benzoin, patchouli, cedar. Okay, also a lot of notes. So when I first sprayed this fragrance on, I would not say that it's very sweet or it's very boozy. It is more kind of a fresh, earthy, slightly spicy. There is a leather in here. I can't say that I'm really getting leather, or it's really light leather. As it starts developing on the skin, this is where the sweetness and the booziness is starting to come out. So after it's been on my skin for an hour or two, it definitely becomes more sweet and more boozy, and I definitely like it a lot more at that stage, because I find that initial stage does lean slightly more masculine, but once the vanilla starts coming out more, then it definitely becomes very much unisex. Overall, I really enjoy this scent. The one thing I would say, the one negative about this one is performance is not great, and I've heard some reviews saying that it is good, but on me, it is not, and my husband have tried this one as well. It's not good on him either. The biggest problem is actually not the lasting power, but it is the projection. There's almost no projection here, even when you overspray. This is more of a skin scent. So a really affordable option to try if you're looking kind of for a boozy vanilla that could be maybe slightly more on the masculine side, but just be aware that at least for me, performance wasn't the best. Next, let's talk about a fragrance that no one talks about. In fact, when I was thinking about purchasing it, I had such a hard time finding reviews on it. There are very, very few reviews on it, but I was really curious to try it. And this is from Salvatore Ferragamo private line. I'm not sure what it's called, but the fragrance itself is called White Mimosa. So it comes in a box like this. Let's open it. Here's the bottle. Kind of simple, but at the same time, very elegant, nice looking bottle. Very, very heavy. Even, well, the cap is lighter, but the bottle itself is quite heavy. So what is this fragrance about? Let's start with the notes. We have ambrette, mandarin orange, white mimosa, heliotrope, white florals, iris, and vanilla. So of course, this is mainly a floral scent with the major player being mimosa. You can see that by the notes and by the name. And I would agree, mimosa is the main player here. I really enjoy the note of mimosa. That's one of the floral notes that I really like. And this is a really, really nice scent. Very interesting. Again, I would say this is completely unisex because especially in the opening, it's kind of, I don't know if it's mimosa or combination with other notes. I'm not sure, but I almost get kind of a leathery touch, but it is such a nice leathery touch. You know that I'm not a fan of leather, but I really, really enjoy the opening. It is so different from, you know, all the other things that I have tried. And when it starts developing, kind of that leathery touch goes away and you are getting more floral notes. Iris is coming in more because you get a little bit of powderiness. There is a slight touch of vanilla in here, but really not a lot. Oh, there is heliotrope also in here. I think that adds to the kind of powdery quality to this as well, but it's really, really lovely. I think both men and women will enjoy this. It almost, I would say the sweetness in here almost has a slight honey touch. although it's not a right in your face type of honey, but I would describe the sweetness in here as honey type of sweetness, but it's not very strong, definitely not very strong. It is mostly floral, but florals are also kind of very subdued. They're not really in your face heady type of florals. Very, very interesting scent. I wish more people would talk about it. I know that there are quite a number of other fragrances in this collection. I haven't tried any others. I'm not sure if I will, but this one is a great one. And now let's end this haul with a bang. Not that all the other fragrances were not great, but the last 4 are really, really great. All winners. So there is a fragrance that has been on my wish list for a long time, and I've mentioned it in several of my videos, and this is from the house of Micallef, and it is called Note Vanille. And for the longest time, I thought that the only place this fragrance was sold at was at Lucky Scent, which, as I mentioned before, you know, shipping to Canada comes out to a very, very pricey affair. So I just couldn't purchase it from there. And I have looked on Micallef's site before and I never saw it there. So I don't know if I didn't look properly or it wasn't there all the time, whatever. The point is, recently I looked on their website again and I found it there. And the best part was that the pricing on it was so much cheaper than it is on Lucky Scent. So I would say for those of you, at least in Canada, it's probably not the case in US because they don't have to deal with shipping charges and duties and all of that. But for those of you that are in Canada and thinking about getting this fragrance, I would recommend definitely go through Micallef website rather than purchasing it from Lucky Scent because the price is definitely considerably lower. So let me finally show you the fragrance. Like I said, this is Note Vanille, I think, from Micallef. It comes in this box. Let's open it. And, oh, I have it the wrong way. Here's the beautiful bottle. It even has crystals on it. So let's take it out. It is beautiful. I love the color of the juice inside. It is so deep. Love it. So the notes in this fragrance are citruses, florals, vanilla, cognac, rum, amber, sandalwood. This is, plainly put, this is a boozy vanilla. That's what it is. It is boozy, it is sweet, it is creamy, it is gorgeous. It is, I would say it has, in my opinion, it has a similar base to Mon Parfum Cristal. I don't know about other fragrances. These are really, so far, the only 2 that I have tried. But to me, they have sort of a vanilla in both of them has a similar type of quality. So, you know, are there really similarities between the 2? Not really. But at the same time, in a way, yes, because they have a similar type of vanilla. At least I think so. Overall, gorgeous, boozy vanilla. Gorgeous. Absolutely thrilled to add it to my collection. It is beautiful. Performance is excellent. So overall, great purchase. And since I was already placing an order for Note Vanille from Micallef, there is one more fragrance that I really wanted to try for a long time. So I decided to order that one as well. And that one is Ylang in Gold. I got the small 30 ml bottle, which is, you know, more than enough for me. So here it is. Let's take it out very tightly inside. Let's shake it to see the full beauty of it inside. I mean, you know, is it necessary to have those pearls or gold flakes or whatever it is inside? No, but does it look good? Yeah, it does look good. So this fragrance, there are a ton of notes. You know, I'm not even going to go through this. I'm not gonna read all the notes. Overall, as the name suggests, Ylang in Gold. The main player here is Ylang. And it is very evident here. This is another one of those, you know, beachy, coconutty, suntan lotion type of fragrances. This one is definitely heavier on Ylang Ylang than any other ones that I've had. You know, some are really heavy in coconut. This one is definitely Ylang Ylang. It is kind of sweet. It again has really, really creamy quality to me. Buttery. Not too sweet. It definitely has, you know, floral nuances. It's another great fragrance. Again, I don't think it's terribly unique. I mean, there are a number of fragrances that have a similar scent profile, but this is a really lovely scent, really beautiful. And now the last two. So recently, I have been obsessed with two fragrance houses. One, I am currently testing. I ordered a lot of samples from that house and I'm currently testing them, and I will not be surprised if in future hauls you will see some full bottles. But we're not going to talk about that house for now. There is another house that I have been obsessed with recently. I think you can guess which one it is. If you guess Xerjoff, you will be correct. I'm just having a love affair with this house currently. They have so many beautiful fragrances, so many that I want to try. And so I did add a couple more bottles to my collection. The first one, well, first of all of them come in these boxes. There is an outside box, which I didn't keep. I threw that out, but they come in these boxes. You open up, they're covered really beautifully. I mean, the presentation is stunning. And this is from Join the Club collection. And the fragrance that I purchased is called Shuncoin or something like that. When I did my dedicated Xerjoff video, this was one of the fragrances that I discussed because I did have a sample. This again was not a blind buy. So I talked about what this fragrance is about, and I did say that I really liked it and I decided to add it to my collection. So the main notes in here are vanilla, sandalwood, powdery notes, cherry blossom, and tea. And this is a really interesting fragrance. I mentioned in that video, it's sort of hard to describe, and I still say it's kind of hard to describe what it smells like. It is creamy, slightly woody. It does have a blast of tea at the beginning, although it disappears relatively quickly on me. It is somewhat sweet, somewhat nutty, somewhat powdery. Just a beautiful mix of all of those notes. It is, to me, it is not gourmand, although it sort of comes close to being gourmand, but I don't think it really crosses that line. Very kind of serene type of scent. I think that's how I would describe it. It's not in your face. Again, it's kind of a calming type of scent. Very beautiful. So this has been added to my collection. And the very last one also comes from Join the Club line of Xerjoff. So it comes in exactly the same box. So I took it out of the box already. And this is the one that has been my number one on my wish list for the past couple of months, ever since I sampled it. And I finally was able to find the full bottle, which I'm thrilled about. Sure, you know what I'm talking about. This is Ivory Root. Yes, I finally have it, and I couldn't be happier about this purchase. Again, I've talked about this scent several times already. Actually, I talked about it in my Xerjoff video and in my, I think, February favorites when I was testing the sample. This fragrance is stunning. The notes in here are spices, sandalwood, patchouli, and basil. And I would say disregard the notes. This is one of those cases where notes have nothing to do with what this fragrance smells like. If I judged it by the notes, I would have never tried it. I mean, yes, spices are here, especially when you spray it on initially, you definitely get a lot of spices, but it starts developing into something absolutely magical, absolutely incredible. it's just, I don't know, there is, vanilla is not mentioned, but I'm completely puzzled by that, because to me, vanilla is definitely here. It is so sweet and creamy and smooth with a little bit of spiciness, but just there's really, this scent is magic to me. So gorgeous. You must try it. If there's anything that I will recommend from this haul, although it's hard to narrow down to one, but if I had to, I would say try this one. This one is an absolute must. It is gorgeous scent. So we finally made it to the end of this haul. I hope you enjoyed both parts, and if you did, please remember to give me a thumbs up and subscribe, and I would love to know what have you purchased lately. Thank you for watching. I will see you soon in my next video. Bye.